we've got another NBA 2K25 roster update. This is the first one since the trade deadline, and the Golden State Warriors have been rolling with Jimmy Butler. It seems like Jimmy's just made things a lot easier for Steph Curry, and as a result, Curry goes +1 to a 96 overall. Another big mover, Evan Mobley. The Cavs playing some amazing basketball at the moment, and Evan Mobley is one of the guys at the helm of that. As a result, he goes up to a 92 overall. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time we've ever seen Evan Mobley at a 90 overall or higher here in 2K, and he's well above a 90 now. A 92 is ridiculous. Zion, oh my goodness, Zion. He doesn't even play heavy minutes like that, but he just goes out there and goes to work. It is so much fun to watch healthy Zion Williamson. Bro is also looking a little bit slimmer. He's up to an 89. Wouldn't be surprised if he cracked the 90 overall club by the end of the season. Just with the way he's been playing, it's really been amazing. Now we move on to team by team ratings. For the Boston Celtics, Kristaps Porzingis went down in overall. Porzingis is just one of those guys who's kind of in and out of the lineup. Makes it tough for him to get a lot of rhythm. Peyton Pritchard +1. He just had a 40 piece last night. Drew Holiday -1. So him and Pritchard are now the same overall at an 83. Uncle Al Horford goes +1 to an 80. Luke Cornett -1 to a 77. Now looking at the Brooklyn Nets, not gonna lie to y'all, don't really watch Nets basketball. They're trying to get the #1 pick. I respect that, but they gotta respect that I'm not trying to tune in like that. Nick Claxton +1. Zaire Williams also goes up 1. So does Day'Ron Sharpe. Trendon Watford +2 and Tyrese Martin +1. For the New York Knicks, Achua -1 and Cam Payne -1. They're going to need more out of their bench if they want to make a deep postseason run, especially against teams like the Boston Celtics over here. The Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, what can we say about them? Not much good. Embiid goes down 1, Maxey -2. Paul George an 83 is generous. Q Grimes goes +3. That is one good thing you can say about them. They were able to make that trade to go out and get Quentin Grimes, and he has proved to be an amazing piece for them. 82 overall now. Gershon Yabusele goes -1. He was also a good offseason pickup on a minimum contract, but they could lose him this summer. Andre Drummond, Justin Edwards go up in overall apiece. Ricky Council goes -1. Now we'll move it over to Toronto. We've got Emmanuel Quickley up in overall. Chris Boucher -1. Grady Dick -2. Jacoby Walter goes up in overall. Jonathan Mobo -1. And Orlando Robinson +2. I guess he was involved in that Jimmy Butler trade because he played for the Heat before. Chicago Bulls. Josh Giddey has been playing well lately. He goes up to an 83. Kobe White -1. Zach Collins goes up in overall. So does Matas Buzelis, who should be getting ample opportunities on this team. Kevin Huerter +1. Dalen Terry goes up 2. We already talked about Mobley for the Cavs. Darius Garland down 1, but he's still an 88. Ty Jerome, one of the best 6 men in the entire association, up 1 to an 83 overall. Isaac Okoro up 1 and Dean Wade -1. Honestly surprised Cade didn't go up more than an overall. He's up to a 92 now. Asar Thompson +2. Both the Thompson twins have been really good this year. Toby and Malik Beasley go up in overall apiece to an 81. Malik Beasley, oh my gosh, man. He has been on a burner lately. I'm actually surprised his overall didn't go up a little bit more. Indiana Pacers, Hallie +1 to an 88. Siakam -1. Miles Turner goes up in overall. Andrew Nembhard goes +1 as well. Obi Toppin up in overall. And Jarace Walker -1. All right, Milwaukee Bucks. Dame. He just had a big night yesterday, but goes down 1 overall to a 91. Brook Lopez +1 to an 83. Kuzma's been solid. He's had some more energy. He's more excited to play now that he's on the Milwaukee Bucks. +2 to an 82. Gary Trent goes up 1. So does KPJ. And then AJ Green and Andre Jackson Jr. go down in overall apiece. The Atlanta Hawks. Dyson Daniels up 1. Karis LeVert up 1. Daniels really been one of the best stories of the season. Just an incredible defensive player. Clint Capella -1. George Niang and Terrence Mann go up in overall apiece. So do Muhammad Guy and Dominic Barlow. For the Hornets, LaMelo Ball -1, so he is no longer a member of the 90 overall club. Nurk goes +1 to a 78. KJ Simpson, Taj Gibson up in overall apiece. Wendell Moore goes down 1. Damian Ball goes +2 to Jane Salon. Not looking like the greatest draft pick. Goes down 1 to a 72. And Daquan Jeffries -1 to a 71. Man, Wiggs, as a Warriors fan, hurts to see him going down. He is an 81 overall. Duncan Robinson +1 to a 78. Davion Mitchell +2. He is now a 77 overall. I feel like Mitchell, he's a good fit for the Heat. A guy who's going to play great defense, play hard. Haywood Highsmith -1. And Terry Rozier's struggles continue. He is down to a 76 overall, going -2. Paolo Banchero back in action, going up 1 to an 89 overall. Wendell goes up 1. He's back in the 80 overall club. Goga -2. He was on a really great run for a while. Cole Anthony -1 to a 78. KCP just can't seem to throw rock in the ocean since coming to Orlando. Goes -1 to a 76. John Isaac -2 down to a 76. And Kerry Harris only a 72 nowadays. He goes -1. Bilal Coulibaly -1 along with Marcus Smart. They're both 80 overalls. Rashawn Holmes +1 to a 76. Kaishan George -1 to a 76. Moving into the Northwest Division for the Denver Nuggets, Aaron Gordon goes up in overall. He is now an 83. MPJ down 2 to an 83. Dang, they decreased Russ's overall. He just had a 25 piece last night. Julian Strawther -1 to a 76. Zeke Naji +2 to a 75. Jalen Pickett goes up in overall. He is now a 72. Over in Minnesota, they haven't been having the greatest season. DiVincenzo goes up 1 to a 78. Mike Conley -1 to a 78. Terrence Shannon +4 to a 75. Jalen Clark +2. He's also a 75. Rob Dillingham -1. I'm rooting for Rob to really put it together. Ingles and Josh Minot go down in overall apiece. The Thunder rolling lately. J-Dub goes up 1 to an 89 overall. Isaiah Hartenstein -2 down to an 83. Kenrich Williams +1 to a 79. And Jalen Williams -1 to a 77. Bro, why do they have so many people with Williams as their last name? Portland, seeing a lot of movement here. You've got Toumani Camara, who's solidifying himself as one of the best defenders in the entire association. He's up to an 81 overall. Denny Avdia +1 to an 81. Shaden Sharp also up to an 81. Donovan Clingan +1 to a 79. Jeremy Grant on that big old contract, only a 79 overall as he goes down 1. Jabari Walker +2 to a 76. Now we slide over to Utah, where John Collins is going up in overall. He's an 85. Collins having a great season with the Jazz. Wouldn't surprise me if he was on the move at some point soon. He might have a player option this summer. I'm not sure, man. Keontae George +1 to an 80. Jordan Clarkson -1. He's also an 80. Isaiah Collier. Yeah, Isaiah Collier's been playing well. He goes up 2 to a 78 overall. Kyle Filipowski +1 to a 78. I believe he was a second-round pick this past year, so him already being a 78, that's solid. Bryce Sensabaugh +1 to a 76. Micah Potter +2. Jaden Springer +2. They're both 73s. And Cody Williams +1 to a 71. The Pacific Division. All right, we got the Golden State Warriors, my favorite team, with Steph Curry. We talked about him. Moses Moody +1 to a 78. Gui Santos +1 to a 75. Kind of surprised we didn't see any movement from Jimmy Butler, but his counting stats haven't been too crazy. I just feel like his impact beyond the stat sheet has been, it's been nice. Los Angeles Clippers, James Harden just had that 50 piece. He goes up 1 to an 88. Chris Dunn +2 to a 78. Ben Simmons, the redemption arc begins. He is +2 to a 78. LA Lakers, thought we'd see a little bit more here in terms of overall changes with the way they've been playing. Rui Hachimura +1 to an 81. Jackson Hayes +2 to a 78. Don't know why they're downgrading Vando -1. I feel like his defense has been all that you could expect out of him. He goes -1 to a 78. Jordan Goodwin +1 to a 75. Goodwin's been real solid. I'm watching a lot of Lakers lately. Honestly, though, I'm kind of surprised Bron didn't go up. Is that crazy? I thought Bron might increase in overall. Whoa, a lot going on here in Phoenix. We're disrespecting KD like this. -2 down to a 93. Book goes -2 to a 78. Bol +2 to a 78 overall. Yeah, Bol's been playing well. Nick Richards and Grayson Allen both go down in overall apiece. Tyus Jones -2. This Suns team just a disaster this year. Royce O'Neal +1 to a 77. Mason Plumlee -2 to a 76. Zach LaVine's been playing some good basketball, and Sacramento. He is now an 88 overall. Domantas Sabonis better watch out because he could pass. Sabonis here soon. Sabonis -1, now an 88. Keon Ellis +1 to a 79. Jake LaRavia -2 to a 76. Trey Lyles +1. Markelle Fultz -1. Good to see Markelle hooping. And we move into the final couple teams here. We've got the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, the Kyrie injury has ruined their season. The Luka trade probably ruined their season prior to that. Dante Exum +1 to a 79. Spencer Dinwiddie -1. Omax Prosper and Jaden Hardy go down an overall apiece as well. And Kessler Edwards +2. For the Houston Rockets, Tari Eason +1 to an 82. Jabari Smith Jr. -1, along with Cam Whitmore and Steven Adams. Aaron Holiday goes up 1 overall. Jayshawn Tate goes down 1 overall. The Grizz, one of the top teams in the West. You've got Santi Aldama and Jalen Wells, along with Brandon Clark, going up an overall apiece, while Pippen Jr. goes -1 to a 78. For the Pels, we talked about Big Z. There's definitely an argument to be had that Zion should be a 90. Trey Murphy III -2, down to an 84. Jose Alvarado +1. He enters the 80 overall club. Carlo Matkovic goes +2 to a 76, and Bruce Brown -1 to a 76. Final team, the San Antonio Spurs. Again, they got devastated by some injury news for Victor Wembanyama, really health news for Wemby, so I hope that he ends up being all right and everything. De'Aaron Fox -2, along with Chris Paul. Stephon Castle's been a bright spot in the midst of some of this bad news for San Antonio, though. He goes +2 to an 82 overall, looking like a future, maybe all-star? Keldon Johnson +1, HB -2, Bismack Biyombo +2. All right, that wraps up the roster update breakdown. Let me know what y'all are thinking about this one. Biggest shock here for me was probably no Bron upgrade. I thought he might go to a 97. If y'all enjoyed, I'd appreciate if you left a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.